I used to have a lot of people watch, but not as much anymore. Yeah, well, because I stopped doing it for a while.
How much did you have?
Up to 100.
Okay.
Hey, good morning, guys. What's up? I'll give it a little bit and then I'll start it. Okay. Since I haven't like really been consistent, because I've been gone and stuff, but I've noticed that like there's a lot of volume and a lot more volume coming in after the elections, which is kind of interesting. I thought it'd like be weaker, but yeah, because we we had DPW, then we had the other one a few days ago that had like 400 million, or I forget which one it was, but it's pretty crazy. But it's nice because it gives us more range for shorting. You just got to be more patient. Anyway, let's get into what I'm looking for this morning. Oh, hold on, there's a new one that popped up. NEOS, what is this? Oh, didn't just pop up, but not interested. No resistance, so doesn't matter. SOS, Mike, yeah, I'm looking at that one too. But my main watch for IMP is going nuts. My main watch is going to be UTSI. If we look, float is like 9 million. It doesn't really make much money, and last year it lost money. If we just look through the financials, operating income for 2019 was minus 4 million. The other years it made a little bit, but not a whole lot. The only thing that's kind of not so bearish is that it doesn't really have any active S3s or anything. So there's no dilution in this company, which usually we try to look for, but fundamentals don't always play a huge part in how a stock trades technically. But anyway, so if we look at the daily, the only day that it's really had any sort of real resistance was this day here in, what is that, September, or no, in August, on roughly 40 million shares, which is kind of the very bare minimum of resistance that we look for, and the top here was at 209. So the way I'm going to be trading this is, because this is not, obviously it would have been, it would have been a lot better potential short if, this was 100 million shares or something. But since it's kind of only 40, and it's right near, it's at $1.95 right now, it's right near that resistance, and the daily has actually gone over that 209 level. So I'm not going to be using that 209 level. What I'm going to be looking for is, give me a sec. I'm actually just going to be using this pre-market high of 278 as my risk, and hoping for a morning spike to at least 210, and between 210 and 250, risking off of, obviously if it hits 250, even better, and then risk off of this 280 means I can take more shares. But my dollar risk is consistent. It's the same if I'm shorting at 210, 220, 230, or 250. The amount I lose is in correlation with the pre-market high. So I'm going to be losing the same amount no matter what. I just get to take more shares if it goes higher, which means I can make more. But So that's my plan on UTSI, just morning spike, hopefully, I mean, just right down the middle, maybe use these levels, 220 is probably likely, but I don't think we're going to get anything over 250. But if we do, you just cut it at 280. About 3-to-1 risk reward on UTSI. I mean, that obviously depends on, well, in a perfect world, let's say we short at 250. We are risking 30 cents. And the potential of this is that it goes down to basically gives it all back, because if you look at the daily last time on this volume, when it gapped, it gave everything back. So we can assume, and I'm just going to use the daily levels here of like 130. As you can see, 130 here was the bottom, the top here, and yesterday as well. So 130s is where we can potentially see it go. So, in a perfect world, we short 250, risk 30 cents, and we make, basically $1. So yeah, like 3-to-1 risk reward. But that depends where the spike, if we get a spike, where it gets to. But yeah, 3, maybe even 4-to-1, I would say on UTSI. But that's if we hit 250. If we don't hit 250, if we only hit 220, then like 2-to-1, 3-to-1. So yeah, no problem, man. Everyone's new at some point, right? But good to have you in, Mike. What's up, Nelson? So that UTSI is my main watch. The other one I'm interested in is IMP, but not for a short right now. Probably for later in the day. If we just look at the daily, we had a 50 million day back in July, and that's really the only real resistance there was. But it's obviously much higher. It's way over all those levels right now. It's up 200%. Going back 5 years, still really, still nothing. So there's no real resistance on IMP at this point. So what I'm going to be waiting for is to see what it does out of the open, and then possibly take a short later into the afternoon. Mike, what's DNR? But yeah, on IMP, short morning spike, and then not short. Wait for the just afternoon short, maybe. UTSI at 2. So those were really UTSI, IMP were dip and rip. Oh, are you in Tim Bowen's room? Because that's what he trades and that's what he teaches, dip and rips. ENTX, not really enough resistance. Only 30 million shares. It doesn't really meet the minimum requirement that I use. Plus, it's more or less a breakout. Might keep going higher. But yeah, unless if ENTX got to like 2.5, or like if it gapped to 2.5, that would have been a sweet short. And I think that's what it did. It didn't get to 2.5, but if it gets to 2.5 sometime throughout the day, it could be a good short. And then SLS, this is an interesting one because it's on a multi-day run. Actually, let me see. it started yesterday. It started into the close. But if we look at the daily, we have some resistance here, and we have a lot of resistance here actually, between 8 and 12 bucks, which it's currently at. But I don't like that it started yesterday, so this could keep going. If this was a gapper into $10 or $9, whatever, then that would have been a great setup. But I don't like that it's on a multi-day run, so probably a no touch for now. But you got to see what it does out of the open. It looks like it's really rolling over. So that's it for now. I'm going to be trading UTSI live in my room, so if you guys want, just switch over to there. But yeah, that's it for this morning. I'll see you guys later.